Hey everybody, it is Tuesday night and we are here. I bet you thought we weren't going to be here tonight, but we decided to start way late because I was out to dinner with my in-law family, and Seth and I decided to get on. It's just the two of us tonight. This is Seth. He's new to the show.
Hi everyone, I'm Seth. I'm new to the show. Um, yeah, I got nothing to say. My dog's being an asshole.
Indigo. Uh, so tonight we didn't really have a topic. We were going to take the night off as I think is it Nate's birthday this week or something like that.
It's his anniversary, I believe.
Anniversary. Okay, so we're talking about Nate's private life tonight on the show, and no, Nate. So Nate is not with us. He's with his wife, which is fantastic. And Jared, if you paid attention to the show last week, Jared's computer died on air while we were live, and Keith is eating out tonight. What that means, I mean, use your imagination. Go for it, buddy. But anyway, so I figure I've been stumped, man, with March Madness this year. I feel like I've done just about everything. I still have from October all of the little pieces of paper. Remember when we did the drawing? So we could just draw a bunch. I need 64, and I got, I don't know how many was it, 128? Is that what we did?
I
It
don't
was something
remember.
like that. We did four different brackets. Yeah, four brackets, 32
Yeah,
each. So yeah, there's 128 movies in here. So we could just draw from that. But I'm like, we just did those movies. I know the mashups would be different, but
yeah.
today I did ask our Facebook followers, what are your top five favorite movies? And I thought about just picking and choosing from those and not the number ones because I haven't even looked at them yet. Because if Halloween's on there, that's a no go. Halloween is banned from competition, just like Russia. Um, it's mostly because Halloween wins every one of them. So nothing against Halloween, of course, right?
Absolutely.
Let's see. I'm going to the comments now. I'm going to pull, actually, I could pull it up on the screen and show all you fine folks that aren't watching. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. We're closing in on 1,100 subscribers on the YouTube channel. So hit that subscribe button, like it, share it, all that, good stuff, and good things will come to us. And maybe you. If you follow Horse Syndicate, good things will come to you, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Support
Seth,
your chapter.
yeah, well, I was just going to plug some of your articles, man. He's done a lot of script breakdowns for movies that never were, and they're really damn good, in my opinion. So you should go to horrorsyndicate.com and check out all these articles because there's a lot of good shit. And we also want to hear from you while we're live, just like Scott Montgomery, who's been following us for years. We'll throw it up on the screen. If it's a question, we'd love to answer it. So ask away. And that's pretty much it. we're gonna play it like that and kind of bullshit around. Maybe talk about some of our favorite things, not werewolves, and then. But first, I'm going to show the question, show off some of the answers of our followers, and I'll share the Facebook screen for everybody to see. Let's see here, Facebook and five favorites. I just took a generic image and searched it up because whatever, right? So anyway, I asked name your five favorite horror movies, and Patrick Weeks says The Thing, and there you go. See, number one right off the bat. Can't use it. Can't use Evil Dead. Can't use 4 out of 5 of these because they're all banned.
Yeah.
So we could use okay. Mike Conway has Halloween, Slumber Party Massacre. We could use that. The Shining, surprisingly, we can use. My Bloody Valentine, we could use that, even though it's dreadfully boring. Do you like My Bloody Valentine?
I do. It's one of those where I like. I think I like the remake probably just a tad bit more.
Supernatural.
No, I saw it before. I saw it before
Okay.
I got addicted. Before I got addicted to Supernatural,
It's a
yeah,
likely story.
I made it up in my head. It sounded really good.
Oh man. So yeah, I'm with you on that. I just watched the original again the other night, just on Valentine's Day, and I was like, man, I don't understand the praise. If anybody watching now or later, let me know in the comments. I see all the comments eventually. Why is My Bloody Valentine good? The original 1981 My Bloody Valentine. While we're at it, let's talk about the Prowler and tell me why that is good, because that movie is a snooze fest, in my opinion. Do you like that one?
I haven't seen the Prowler, to be honest with you, but like my Bloody Valentine, I think is it's like it's a fun average slasher film, in my opinion. You know, it's no better than and no worse than many of the other ones. You know, it's
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's fair. I've just never been a fan,
yeah.
and the more I watch it, the least I like, or less I like it, and whatever. You saw Friday the 13th Part 4, right? Then you seen the Prowler. You knew where I was going.
Yeah,
Uh,
I know where you're going.
unfortunately, these a lot seem popular contests. Yeah, that's what it is because everybody's voting for their favorite. And we try, yeah. See, we try to keep Friday the 13th out. Honestly, Creepshow does not do well in our brackets. Neither does an American Werewolf. Well, burped. Sorry, in London. Uh,
And
I
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I actually give the original My Bloody Valentine a 10 out of 10. I love the characters, atmosphere, kills, and locations. Okay, there's two things in there I agree with. I First of all, I don't like the characters. The kills are just subpar, but the atmosphere is fantastic, and the location is really top notch in my opinion.
It is. Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
but other than that, I could do away with My Bloody Valentine. Don't forget, if you're new here, go to the YouTube and subscribe and hit the like button. I don't say that enough on our shows. Okay, back to the list. We got Halloween, Salem's Lot. You know what? I should write this shit down.
You should.
I think Salem's Lot's a good one. That's one. I was thinking about that the other day. There's a new one this year, right? For Salem's Lot.
Yeah, I think so. I think they.
Okay, so I'm gonna put My Bloody Valentine, Salem's Lot, and maybe if we should throw in like a lesser Friday the 13th. Like a part five. I love part five. I know you do too, but like not everybody loves part five, right? So maybe that's something. The Exorcist, we threw The Exorcist, and Frankenstein will lose in the first round, unfortunately. The Conjuring is a good one. I'll throw that in there too. Because The Conjuring never does well either. Halloween, Hellraiser, The Thing, The Shining, House Thousand Corpses. If they House Thousand Corpses, it's not Devil's Rejects. Devil's Rejects would do pretty well. I've done so many of these, I could tell you how well they'll do.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to throw Frankenstein there. I wanted to do, and we tried to do it a few years ago, which was like do it by decade, like 16 and from the 30s, the 40s. I couldn't find 1640s movies, but Scott Montgomery, are these your favorites or movies that you're saying that should be on the bracket? The Funhouse, The Fog, The Fog. Let's put that on there. Absolutely. Where'd my pen go? I just had it like a second ago.
Have you ever done like a Stephen King bracket? Like
Yes.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, and a John Carpenter one.
Oh.
What the hell? This pen is from the 90s. That bank has not been around since the 90s. I need a pen here. I got a marker. I'll just use that. Okay. Yeah, Salem's Lot is going to be on there. The Fog, absolutely. Scott, good call. One of my favorite Carpenters. Let's throw Prince of Darkness on there.
Yes.
Yeah, we did a Carpenter bracket, excluded Halloween, and I believe The Thing won that. So the Dead Pit, I don't know if it's well known. The Changeling is really good. Have you seen The Changeling stuff?
I think so. A long time ago.
The Dead Pit's actually not bad.
Never heard of that one.
Scott, refresh my memory. Is that the one at the insane asylum, and there's something under the floor of an abandoned building or something like that? Let me know if that's what that is. I'm pretty sure that is the Dead Pit. The 1940s was a somewhat bad decade for horror. I agree. So I made a list of all the horror movies I've seen. Well, it's like an ongoing list, and I'm up to 803, I think, or 80 something. Let me pull it out. Seth, you should do this. I'm curious to know how many you've seen, because I'm going to make it a minimum. It's like you need to see this many movies to be in the horror syndicate. Like this tall to ride. I'm up to 808. Texas Chainsaw was the last one I saw, the new one. From the 70s or from the 40s, I've seen The Wolfman, The Ghost of Frankenstein, Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, Son of Dracula, Return of the Vampire, House of Frankenstein, She-Wolf of London, and that's it. That's the last one from that decade that I know of that I've seen.
Yeah. Oh, you've had to have seen some of the Mummy sequels, right?
Okay, yeah.
And
So
some of the Invisible Man sequels.
I have to rewatch them because I know I've seen them, but I'm not 100% sure which ones I've seen. And
Yeah.
it's kind of like one of those things is I've seen them 30
Yeah.
years ago, so that doesn't count. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I want it to be like for sure overall, but like every one of these movies I've seen within the last 10 years at least. So
Yeah.
I kind of want to get back to that. Okay, yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's yeah. I mean, because I know I've seen them, but I like reading your breakdowns. I was like, is that the right one? Is that okay? I think that's right. Whenever you did your first few articles for the Horror Syndicate,
Yeah.
uh,
I never did one for the Mummy, but like after the Mummy's hand, they all start to
blend together. That's probably why I have trouble with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's on Amazon Prime. Check it out. It's a pretty good movie. The Dead Pit. I'm just not sure how popular it is. All right, back to this list. Texas Chainsaw, that's always on the list. We're not putting it on there. Elm Street, yeah, those are all top-notch movies. But it's 1990. What do you think? Should we put it on the list?
Yeah, go for it.
Let's do it. How about Misery?
Absolutely.
Okay, I love Misery.
Same here.
I'm a big Jimmy Caan fan, so Maniac Cop, sure. Saw never does well. Horror fans hate Saw.
Really?
It's too mainstream. Yeah, it seems to be too mainstream. Sleepaway Camp. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
See, I was going to do an all 80s bracket, 64 80s movies, and I was going to break them up into slashers, supernatural, whatever. And then I was like, never mind. Army of Darkness can't be a part of it. I'm not doing Grindhouse. That's 2 movies. You have to be more specific, Clinton. Let's see. We got House of Corpses, Dawn of the Dead, 2004. I'm putting that on there. Superb zombie movie, in my opinion. What do you think?
Absolutely.
David Gill. He used to watch the show all the time. I wish he still did. Evil Dead 2, Fright Night. Let's put Fright Night on there just for Keith. Keith, for people who don't know, he hates that movie.
Why don't you go ahead and add Fright Night Part 2 on there as well?
I'll do it. Don't think I won't do it. And what I'll do is I'll put these all in my little Frankenstein's monster box or whatever this is. Oh, that's the back of his head. Frankenstein's monster box, and I'll mix them up and I'll draw. So I've got some in there already. So let's just draw one just for fun. We'll put on the list. Demons. Demone. All right, Demons on the list too. Well, should I just do it this way?
You could.
All right. I want to keep looking through these people who took their time out of their busy day to comment on our posts, which I really do appreciate. There's Prince of Darkness, Sleepy Hollow. Like some of these. Dark and the Wicked. I don't know that one. Have you seen that?
No.
Let's see. Daniel Redfern. Night of the Creeps. I put that in a lot of brackets. It got 2 loves that were not any of us by Ricky Slicks and Steve Ox. And we're in Elm Street, Texas Chainsaw, Terrifier. Ugh. Let's put it in there. And so we'll do March Madness again. I like doing it. I like seeing people comment and see which movies win. I love competition. So, here we go. We got some comments. Let's see. The Thing 82 is banned. Let's see. Bedlam, The Leopard Man. These are from the 40s. The Beast with 5 Fingers, The Body Snatcher. I've seen The Body Snatcher. The Picture of Dorian Gray, Mysterious Doctor, The Double Bat, I Walk with a Zombie, Horror Island. All solid flicks. Thank you very much, Michael. I will make a note of all of those and try to find them. The first Saw was cool, and it's true. Zombie 1980. Are we referring to Lucio Fulci's movie that was released in '79? Torture porn is a better term. Yeah, absolutely. Every Saw after 3, except Saw 6, was in Spiral. I hadn't seen Spiral. Seth saw Spiral. You liked that one, didn't you?
I did. It was I was surprised by how much I liked it. Like, and it won't be for everyone. I think some people have a hard time taking Chris Rock seriously.
I do.
So
Yeah.
it's not for everyone, but I think it's probably the most story oriented since the first one.
He was in a movie in the mid 2000s called I Think I Love My Wife, and it was a more dramatic, serious role. And I really enjoyed that. But still, like every time I look at him, I see the goofy smile, and I think of Butters or whatever his name is in Lethal Weapon 4. You
Yeah,
know?
Butters.
Yeah.
Biscuits.
Yeah. So I like Chris Rock a lot, but yeah, it's that whole thing. All right. Terrifier is on the list now. I'm not putting American Werewolf in London because I always got to knock it down to AAWIL or whatever. Black Christmas. Christine, let's put Christine on there. What do you think?
Yes.
Okay, we got a lot of Carpenter stuff going on here. Rosemary's. I'll put Suspiria on there because we never put that one on there. And Seth does vote. Actually, I think we both vote on all the brackets. Let's see, I got some stuff here.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'll only vote for if I've seen both of the movies.
Both movies. Absolutely, yeah.
It drives me nuts that there are certain people who vote for, like, if they only seen one, they'll vote for the one they've seen.
Yeah.
And it's not fair to the other one.
Wolfen, Madman, The Burning. Yeah, I'm going to put The Burning on there because we have not had that one on there in a while, and I need to watch that again. I watched it in 2019 when I did my 500 for 1 year, and it's okay. It's a run-of-the-mill slasher from the 81. Have you seen The Burning?
No.
Have you felt The Burning?
Well, I mean, I may have seen it. There was like a bunch of like slasher movies that I rented back in the day, and I don't remember the titles. I think Final Exam was one of them, but there was a shitload of others, and I just don't remember.
Some of these, I don't know. Are you a Prime member?
Yes, I am.
You need to use their video service because, man, there's a lot of that's like Final Exam, and a lot of those old 80s slashers are on there to watch. That Dead Pit movie was on there last I checked. I know the Prowler was mentioned earlier. Personally, I find the Prowler better than the Burning. You know what I'm going to do just for you, the Mikey X? I'm going to watch them back to back, and then I'm gonna make a decision because I remember the Burning, but it's kind of fuzzy. And I remember the Prowler very well, but I haven't watched it yet this year, so it can be added to my list. I'm on 49 for 2022 so far, but I'm going to put them on the both will go on this list too, just for you. As long as you go to the Facebook page, like the Facebook page, and vote the Mikey X. I don't know if you follow us or if you subscribed. If you haven't, please subscribe. But yeah, I'll put the Prowler on there for you. And what was the other one? The Burning is already on there. Okay. And then Seth, the Mutilator. That's another good one. I just watched that for the very first time, I think, on Shudder. Was it Shudder? It was really goofy. Have you seen The Mutilator?
It sounds familiar.
It's
what was that one about?
It's a slasher, and it's got a different title, like in the title credits, like almost like an Italian movie. And I can't remember, like it's like not spring break, it's like winter break or something like that, or something really generic. But it's about these people that go to close up the father's fishing place or whatever, and hijinks ensue. The Final Terror, I've never heard of that one. Scott, he comes up with all these weird ass movies all the time. Have you seen this? I'm like, dude, is that even real?
It's good though.
Yeah.
It is good. It's a good thing to know all these movies that are not the.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that's like a lot of times, like when you guys are talking about certain movies, I'm like, oh, I haven't seen that. I'm like, wow, I'm fucking generic as fuck.
Well, I mean, no offense, but a lot of horror fans are. They stick to more mainstream stuff. I mean, Friday the 13th. I mean, I have no room to talk. I've got all this shit back here, but like, and that's no big deal. I mean, horror is for everyone. You pick your own thing you like. I just was like in 2019 when I did the 500. I was like, I'm just gonna fucking watch everything, you know.
Yeah.
Life Force absolutely going on the list.
Well, my thing was always more monsters than slashers anyway. So, I mean, I know a lot of werewolf movies that a lot of people haven't seen.
Mutilator was called Fall Break.
Fall Break.
Yeah, I liked the Mutilator movie. It wasn't bad. It was just kind of silly, you know. Final Terror has Daryl Hannah and Rachel Ward. I'll look it up and see if I can find it streaming. Years ago, I just buy shit, but okay, time to get back into the box. We've got a big list here. Let's take a pick from the box. Okay, well, that's how we'll do things. No, it's Night of the Creeps. I just said we're not putting Night of the Creeps on here. The Purge. So The Purge is going on, whatever. Fuck that movie, too. Actually, I like The Purge, but, like, fuck that movie. Okay, let me count how many we have here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. We got 24. 24. So we need more. Let's go back to that list. Seth, do you have any suggestions you want to throw on?
How about John Dies at the End? It won't go far, but
didn't we put that on there last time?
Did we?
I remember. Oh, there's my pen. I remember talking about it not too long ago. Yeah, because I think you mentioned it. I'll have to look at the old bracket. Put on the list. This guy, Ricky Slicks, says The Thing, American Evil Dead 2, American Werewolf in London. Jaws is also banned. And Nightmare on Elm Street, that's also banned. Honorable mentions, New Nightmare, Jason Lives, yeah, the best one. How are you on this week? Is it Jason Lives or Final Chapter?
Oh, Final Chapter.
I'll get out of here.
Just out of spite.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Night of the Creeps, Brain Damage, Brain Dead. What about, what's that one? Dead Alive. Is that Brain Dead? John Carpenter, Clive, because I have poor reading comprehension. Okay, yeah, that's fine. 5 favorites, creators. Halloween 1, Rob Zombie. Ugh. Green Inferno, really? I'm gonna put that on the list. See how that does. You ever seen Green Inferno?
No.
Not for everybody. It's really a love letter to Italian cannibal flicks. I watched it a couple nights ago. It's been a while. It's just okay.
I like Eli Roth, so I wanted to check it out.
I mean, it's not as bad as the ones that came out in the early 80s, late 70s, but The Cinder, vastly underrated because nobody's heard of it. The Stepfather, okay. I wonder if that's streaming somewhere because I have not seen The Stepfather in many years. And personally, I have to see every one of these movies.
I think it's on Prime. Or Shudder. It's on one of those.
All right, Scott. Here's a question for you. Ghost Story. Is that the movie where it's the 4 older guys who are being haunted from something in the past? I can't remember who's in it, but I feel like that's the movie. I think I have it. Nightmare Beach. We got Suspiria on the list. I'll put Nightmare Beach on there too. That'll make me watch it. What are we talking about next week? Do you remember?
The Hitcher, right? The 3 Hitcher movies.
Sorry. Is that next week? Yes, that's right. Yeah. I couldn't remember because Keith made all these thumbnails for us, and the only one that's loaded on here is the Serpent in the Rainbow, which maybe that should go on the list too.
Yes, it should.
Let me see.
Put Deadly Friend on there.
I haven't seen that one. You're gonna make me buy it, aren't you?
Just
That's
for
what you're trying to do, you son of a bitch.
Yes. Go ahead and put Deadly Blessing on there too.
Oh, here we go. You're gonna make me spend $50 on some Scream Factories. All right, Deadly Blessing and what Deadly Friend?
Yep.
The Wes Craven Deadly series.
Yeah.
He should have made one more and had a Deadly uh, trilogy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so here it is. Here's the graphic. This is next week's show. Scott Sheridan will not be talking about Nightmare on Beach on that show. There you go. Next week we'll be talking about the two Hitcher. Is it a franchise? I guess there's 3 movies, right?
3 movies. Yep.
Yeah. So we'll be talking about this next week. So make sure you subscribe to come talk about the Hitcher with us. Let's see, more comments rolling in. I love getting comments, guys. Keep them coming.
Why don't you put the Hitcher on the list?
All right, we'll do that. I think that was on the last one too.
Oh,
I spent $72 on Blu-rays from Scream Factory a few months ago. Still hurts to think about it. I mean, that's how many did you get? 3? That's probably like just 3 of them. I mean, I love Scream Factory and what they do, but like, first of all, if you buy them on their website, sometimes they're way overpriced. Unless they have one of their great sales, which they do every now and again. They do a summer one that's pretty good. Last year, I feel like it was for Valentine's Day. I bought, man, I got like 5 or 6. There's a haul video on the YouTube channel. You can see my Scream Factory haul, but man, I spent like $70 or $75 and got away with 5 or 6 titles, which was really nice. I remember. Go ahead. I think you're going to be ready to say what I was going to say.
I was gonna say it's always so tempting for me, like when I'm on the Scream Factory site, like just browsing to see what they have. I'm just adding a bunch of movies to the cart. Then I convince myself I need them.
And then you're like, why did I buy this movie?
Maybe I should check my bank account first.
Right. I mean, in the end, it's like what I think about, like when I buy it, I'm like, but then like a year later, I was like, oh yeah, I have this. Cool. Yeah. That's how it goes for me anyway. Yeah. All right, back to this list here. Alien, no. In the Mouth of Madness, sure. Let's put that on there. Another Carpenter. I'm sure you're pitching a 10 over there with all this Carpenter stuff on this list.
Yep.
Last house on the left. Feast is a fun movie. Let's put Feast on there. Have you seen Feast, haven't you?
Oh, I love Feast.
That's so fun, man.
It is.
And that's what I want from a horror film. Like sometimes I definitely want like a thought-provoking horror movie, but sometimes I want Feast. You know, like blood and guts and monsters and Clu Gulager.
Yep.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Let's see, the Alien. I'm gonna go ahead and give this person a like. I randomly like him. If you follow the Facebook page and I hit like, don't feel special. Or do whatever you. It's up to you. The Witch, The Thing, Midsummer. Midsummer and The Witch do not do well. They're usually bounced in the first round. Cannibal Holocaust. No thanks. Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. Never does well. And Maniac. I'll put Maniac on the list. You get 1. I don't like any of those movies. I like The Thing and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Okay, so we're done with that, and we got a robust list here. Somebody commented on my Texas Chainsaw Massacre thing. Oh, that was like a week ago. Did you see? Did I explain this theory to you?
Yeah.
Oh, Rabid 77 is a good one. The Sentinel is actually really, really good. I'm gonna put that on there. I'm gonna go over this real fast.
I usually always forget that Leatherface was chainsawed in the stomach in part 2.
Oh yeah, I mean he's fighting with the chainsaw in his stomach too.
Yeah.
The Texas Chainsaw Generation. Oh my God, you're in for a treat. If you haven't seen it, man,
it's fun.
We did it. The Next Generation, yeah. So we did a commentary, so you can watch it along with us. It's on our YouTube channel here. We did it last year at some point. Anyway, real fast, I came up with this theory while I was watching the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, and it's just for fun. But the theory basically is saying that there are 2 Leatherfaces, and that Texas Chainsaw Massacre 74, TCM2, and Leatherface from 1990 and the new one are all in the same continuity, basically saying that the Sawyers died in the first movie were one part of the family, Grandpa Drayton, Nubbins, Chop Top, and Leatherface. Because like Seth said, Leatherface does get chainsawed, and then Drayton takes that. What does he take out of Nubbins' pocket?
The fuck you, Charlie.
Yeah, the good old fuck you, Charlie. And they blow up, and I'm guessing Dennis Hopper's character dies. The only person who really survives, unless you talk to Bill Moseley, is Stretch, and she's in part three for like a split second, at the very beginning of the movie. But I always assume that the movie, because it's part three, I assume that all the other Sawyers with Tex and Tinker and all of them, they're all a second part of the family, and then the Leatherface is just another big guy. But the thing is, his personality is way different than the Leatherface from the first two movies, because that one's more submissive, more like a child. Seth, you've explained this numerous times.
Yeah.
And the other one, he's more forceful. I mean, think about when Tinker throws his Walkman or whatever it is in the oven. He grabs his hand and makes him take it out. I don't think the Leatherface from the original movie would do that, because he was abused basically by Drayton and Nubbins and Chop Top, really.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like one of the things, like I said, I always forget about Leatherface getting chainsawed in the stomach in part two. And because I always forget that, my theory was always that following the events of part two, that Leatherface went to go live with other family members, and the reason why he's so different is because he's not around his immediate family. He's kind of like maybe out of place with this extended family. But your theory works too.
Yeah, well, I mean, so right here it says Nubbins died in '73. The events of the first movie, Chop Top, Drayton, and Bubba, they all die, and then they call him Junior in Texas Chainsaw 3. Everybody else but him dies. He lives. It shows him at the very end of the movie, so he's still alive.
Yeah.
So who's to say that he's not the one that was at the kids' home in 1975? Because he would also be younger than Bubba, right? I think he would, because this is 1990. I'm guessing it's just like when the movie came out. But anyway, so he went back to the orphanage after Tinker and all of them died, because everybody dies in that except the little girl. But he goes back to the lady where maybe they adopted him from the place in 1975 because they needed another, because Bubba was missing. So anyway, so my theory is that the Leatherface in Texas Chainsaw 2022 is Junior from part 3, not Bubba from the original 2. That's my theory. I don't know if it's any good. I think I just maybe I think way too much into it. April Fool's Day I'm going to put on the list. I like that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So anyway, I was going to do a theory video, but then some people were like, oh, they said this, they said that. I was like, yeah, but Fede Alvarez also said that they're not discounting any of the sequels, really, So I think my theory has a little bit of weight to it, but let's see what the comments say here. I had to put up pictures of the family. Look at this beautiful family. Look at them. Oh, also he walks with a limp, which I know that he was chainsawed in the leg or whatever, but this one has a leg brace on. Junior has a leg brace on. First reaction. Okay, I'm not gonna watch that.
Well, I thought that was just going back to the idea that he cut into his leg at the end of the first one.
Yeah, I would assume that too, but I mean, it's also been 50 years, so it wouldn't heal. I don't know. Who knows? I love this theory, but they can see this what I'm talking about. Then they confirm blah 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 blah. I guess that's so. Not enough comments to even care. So anyway, Shopping Mall. That's a good one. Shopping Mall. Maybe I will do a theory video on that. Maybe it'll get some views. I haven't done any videos that weren't streams recently. While anybody's watching, I'm still thinking about doing my top 50 favorite movies, one per episode. If anybody's interested in seeing that, Seth said he'd jump in on a couple of them. and break down from 50 to number one over the course of a couple of weeks. Um, I could spoil it right now. Number one is very easy. If anybody knows who I am, what my favorite horror movie is. It's favorites, not the best. They're two different things. Because I think the best horror movie, I don't think. Well, no, I take that back. I think my favorite is the best horror movie ever. What do you what do you think is the best horror movie? Not your favorite, the best.
The best horror movie?
Paul Crisp knows. This guy knows what's up.
That's tough. I mean,
don't you dare say John Carpenter movie. Thing could be there. I'm telling you, I think The Thing is one of the top horror movies period of all time. Yeah.
Yeah. There's so many great ones for so many different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to really kind of think of objectively about what is the best horror movie when it's really subjective, because I think more people would hold The Exorcist a lot higher than I do.
Yeah, exactly. And that's I think kind of like generally known as the greatest or the scariest, they say, horror movie of all time. I don't know about that, but I do love The Exorcist quite a bit. But I love The Shining just as much. And both are on my list. Where do they rank? Actually, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is above both of those on my list. You know, like I think it's around 2 or 3 as far as favorites anyway.
Night of the Living Dead from 68.
Yeah, see, and now, no disrespect.
I know.
Night of the Living Dead.
I prefer the 90s.
I prefer the 91. Yeah, and it's and you know what? Paul has a good point here. Halloween 78 it's definitely top 5. You know, definitely top 5 best horror movies ever made. I mean, and if you think about not just the movie itself, but also the impact it had on the genre. I mean, Halloween had a massive impact. Psycho had a massive impact. You know, I feel like Elm Street had a massive impact. It changed the game, in my opinion. Scream also, you know. Piranha, no, I don't think that's the best of all time, but you know, no, I know. I like Piranha. Actually, it's a fun movie. Yeah, Scream is there's so many, and we do a list of the top 25 horror movies of all time or something. I can't remember.
Something like that,
yeah.
Those like a list like that always changes for me.
Oh, don't worry about flaking. You can always watch the episodes after the fact. Yeah, I think that'd be a fun episode. Really fun trying to put the list together with all 5 different personalities of what the best horror movie is. Because we all have our favorites.
Yeah.
Like, because Keith's favorites are Evil Dead 2 and Midsommar, which is fine. And Midsommar's a great movie, in my opinion. And Evil Dead 2 is in the conversation because of what it is. But I don't think it's the best horror movie of all time. Top 25 for sure, I'd say. It's not even on my favorites list. But that's a horse of a different color. Anybody know what that's from? I think it'll be a fun conversation. I'm sure Nate's got all these art house picks ready, like fired up, ready to go. I think I'm gonna propose it to the group. What do you think? We'll just we'll bump the 25 werewolf movies off the list and do that instead.
Interesting.
I have not gotten a chance to watching the werewolf movies yet. I need to just crack down and watch some of these bad boys. Like I don't need to see The Howling. I've seen that so many times. I don't need to see American Werewolf in London or my favorite Silver Bullet. But some of these other ones, I definitely want to rewatch Late Phases. And if you have not seen Late Phases, tell them, Seth.
You have to see Late Phases. You know, the weird thing is, like, it's one of those movies where I've seen people say they don't care for it. I don't understand.
I don't see how, man. That's such a good movie.
It is. I mean, it's a blind old war vet who plans to take on a werewolf out of revenge for his dog. Mm-hmm. You know, it's awesome concept. And
the preparation that he goes into is really cool.
Yeah, and Nick D'Amici, who plays the old man, he's not that old, but he's fantastic in it. He was great in Stakeland. Mm-hmm. He's a good actor.
Stakeland's underrated too.
Yeah.
I think they're both on Shudder, both Stakelands and Late Phases. They're both highly recommended from me, and definitely highly recommended from Seth. Both those movies. But yeah, I mean, there's some of those werewolf movies like Wolves, the one with Jason Momoa. I don't think I'll ever watch again. I didn't care for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll have to relook at your list of 1,000 werewolf movies or whatever it was, and kind of
75.
go. It was at 75, my lord. But that's with werewolves in them, right? I want to make my list werewolf movies. Like because Monster Squad is not a werewolf movie. It's just got one in it. You know.
Yeah. I
Uh,
was. It was tough because trying to determine what to include and what not to include, and I was playing it kind of loose with something like the Monster Squad or Underworld, or even Brotherhood of the Wolf. But it's like one of those deals where if I leave that shit off, then people are giving me shit for not including them, you know. And
yeah.
I've argued before, Brotherhood of the Wolf is not a werewolf movie. Because really, it's not.
Nah,
I,
yeah.
I rewatched it again, and it's got enough lore to it, and it's
Mm.
definitely some of the characters are under the pretense of there being a werewolf. So
Did
I
you
included it.
I don't remember the list, but did you include Van Helsing?
I did.
Okay.
The werewolf looked good in that. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's one of those things where like I feel like I can't include if I don't include something. I can't include another thing.
I'm just gonna pull the list up if you're okay with that.
Yeah, go for it.
The way my computer's running might take 5 hours. So, all right. Let's go and share screen. I got the Horror Syndicate pulled up. By the way, if you didn't know, we do have a website, thehorrorsyndicate.com. A lot of articles there. I've written over 500 plus. Seth's written over 5, and uh, it's there's a lot of good stuff on there. I think. I mean, then again, I curate it basically. Here we go. Ah, shit, man. We haven't been slacking. You're the last couple posts. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay, 75 werewolf films ranked. Seth, and this basically is fan fiction of him having sex with a werewolf. No, yeah. See, look,
You said you're gonna keep that on the down low.
Well, you put it in public.
Everyone,
All right, so this may take a minute to load because you put trailers up, which is a great idea. The Howling, New Moon Rising, Dark Wolf, Werewolf Island. I've never even heard of that. It's 73, so I'll pass. Battle Dogs, and you've seen all these?
Yeah.
Never Cry Wolf, never seen that. Blood and Chocolate.
Never Cry Wolf is a blatant ripoff of Fright Night.
So you're
bad.
saying I should watch it? Well, here's the list, Paul. Here's the list. Blood and Chocolates, Bone Hill Road. I've seen. I actually bought that at Horror Hound as a blind buy. It's not that bad for a super indie. I think it was made for less than 10,000. So, and we know. Well, I know the director. Warwolves. What the fuck is that? Let's keep moving. The Beast of Bray Road. The Snarling. That's another one of those super indies. I think I bought that. Wild Eye Productions, maybe. Red Werewolf Hunter. Look at that picture. Lycan. I watched that in 2019. It was okay. It was hard to pay attention to it. Teen Wolf 2. Hell yeah. I actually really like that movie. A Werewolf in England. Brand new, huh? The Amityville Moon. 61 out of 75. That's pretty good. Werewolf Rising. Read it really?
Yeah.
Check it out. Blood Moon. Wolfsbane. Van Helsing. There you go. I got a sneak preview of that. I got to go to a sneak preview like a week before it came out. That was the only time I saw it. She-Wolf of London. Oh, God, that movie is so boring.
And that's one of those ones where it's like technically there's not a werewolf in it.
No, she thinks she's a werewolf.
Right. So it's about the disease lycanthropy.
Yeah.
So that's why I included it.
Werewolves sounds badass, yeah. But is it?
It's not.
Carnival, Carnivore, Werewolf of London, I Am Lisa. Ooh, look at that face. Woo. Bloodthirsty, Wild Country. That was a fucking line dancing club here in St. Louis. Wild Country. The Howling Reborn. Wow, 51 for that. The Beast Must Die. That's a good title. The Howling 4. Ah, man, that one. That's a letdown. House of Dracula. Night Wolf. Like Night Court. Project Metal Beast. Oh, shit. You watched all these?
Yes, I did.
Oh, my God. The Company of Wolves. I think I've seen this one. It's not on my list, but I remember the title. Another Wolf Cop, no thanks. I know there's a lot of people who like the Wolf Cop movies, but I'll just plainly say it. Not for me. Lisa needs some contacts and a facial. Oh. Wildling. Never seen that one. Liv Tyler.
Yep.
Werewolf of London has one of the best scenes of all time in it. Guy wolfs out, and then he's on his way to prowl the town. But on his way out of the house, he stops, puts on a scarf and a hat, and then goes out the door as a werewolf. Gotta love that fucking scene. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my Lord. Why isn't this number 75?
What?
Marsupials.
Because
you're a sucker for it.
It's a good movie to watch when you drink, you know. And trust me.
Or after you smoke a bowl.
Well, yeah, that too. A lot of those movies from like 50 to 75 are movies that I'll probably never watch again.
Oh, okay. So you also included the Underworld movies.
Yep.
I haven't seen this one yet. Ginger Snap. The Ginger Snap trilogy is pretty good overall, I think. Mm-hmm. Underworld Awakening. I did see that was the last one I saw. Skinwalkers was okay. They like when that movie was getting ready to come out, man, the marketing actually was very intriguing, but the movie was kind of a letdown in my opinion.
Yeah.
Wolf.
It relied a little too much on like action and gunfights rather than werewolf.
Yep. The Howling 6 Freaks, not bad. Werewolves on Wheels. What the fuck? Okay.
If there's a movie that Rob Zombie should ever remake, it should be Werewolves on Wheels.
That sounds like a Rob Zombie song.
Watch the movie. It feels like a Rob Zombie movie, even though it was
I'll have to see if it's streaming anywhere. Ginger Snap Unleashed with Ginger Snaps Unleashed. Wolf with Jack Nicholson. The Howling 2 is this far down. Come on, man. I like the Howling 2.
I do
like
too.
Sturba or whatever, taking her boobs out. That's so good. That's all I like about the movie. I didn't like Scott. I just watched that movie the other day. It was kind of nah. Nate's favorite world. I like Werewolves on Wheels. I like Meals on Wheels. Wolves. Yeah, I didn't care for this movie. It was just, Jason Momoa was great. He looked like a gypsy king in that movie. Or we're not allowed to say gypsy. House of Frankenstein, that's a good one. Cursed could have been better. Seth did a breakdown of the original script and what the movie could have been. It's a great read. I'd suggest checking it out. It is here on thehorrorsyndicate.com. If you don't want to look at it, that's your problem. Wolfen is, it's like a Skinwalker movie, right?
Yeah.
It's okay. Gregory Hines, Big Bad Wolf. I have not seen that. Wolf Cop, blah. Howling 5 is pretty good, if I remember correctly. There is a great werewolf segment in Trick or Treat. I love the way they transform, ripping their skin off. It's so cool. Underworld, An American Werewolf in Paris, underrated.
It is. It's fun. It's inferior to London, but it's totally fun.
I think people bitch. It's the CG, I think it's the CG.
Yeah.
Don't Torture a Duckling is fantastic. I'll put it on the list just for you, buddy. Let me write it down real quick. I'll just write Duckling. I'll know what we're talking about. And The Beyond, okay. No problem. Put some Fulci on there. Never does well, but we'll see. Curse of the Werewolf, Hammer, great movie in my opinion, fantastic. As you know, in the late 50s into the early 60s, Hammer started doing gothic versions, well, gothic anyway, of the Universal monsters, and they made their own werewolf movie, Curse the Werewolf, which is more based on a book or a story, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, Howl, I did watch that a couple years ago. Don't remember it at all. Brotherhood of the Wolf, we just spoke about. Werewolves Within is a newer one. Oh, you liked it pretty well, it looks like.
Yeah, it was fun.
That's another one. I think you and Nate both were raving about the Wolf of Snow Hollow.
Love
Werewolf
it.
Beast Among Us. I don't think I've seen that one. Or is that what is the what is this one? The title
Uh,
sounds familiar.
it came out in 2012, I believe. It was a direct-to-video movie. It was actually originally, when it was originally starting to be developed, it was supposed to be a sequel to The Wolfman or a prequel to The
Oh,
Wolfman.
oh,
But
the
the
2010.
remake, yeah.
Yeah,
But then the Wolfman failed, and then they just kind of did their own thing
it
with
didn't
this.
fail in my eyes. I liked it. And then two Underworld movies in a row. Yeah, Underworld Evolution is the best of the series for sure.
Yeah,
Were or Where
that's
Monster Squad. Yeah, I've heard good things. I still haven't seen it. Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. Excellent. Ginger Snaps. And we're in the top 10 now. Ginger Snaps. Very good one. Especially for like the budget. It was a really low budget.
hmm
Silver Bullet. Even though Nate says it looks like an after school special, I love it. Bad Moon. Underrated. It is on Shutter, I believe. It's actually on a few streaming places, so check that one out. It's actually really pretty good. Dog Soldiers. Don't like that movie. A lot of people love it though. No transformation scene that loses like 1,000 points. Late phases. It's got the guy who's obsessed with Laurie Strode from Halloween 2 in
yeah.
it. The Wolfman from 1940. Wow, you number 4? Oh, okay. I'm surprised, honestly. I thought that would be higher than the 2010 director's cut of the Wolfman from remake it. The Howling. I said I didn't think you liked the Howling as much.
No, I love it. I've always said it's my number two.
And surprise, surprise.
And I do want to point out, like, on that article to start off with, I do have a few paragraphs or so where I explain why I included certain movies and all that. So,
Yeah,
and I had I
definitely.
had, I had Amber read it, and she said it made sense. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna put the link to the article in the chat here, so or whatever. By the way, we just got spammed. Naked HD XYZ online strips without clothing. Isn't that what strips means? Fantastic block.
interested.
Okay, so if I put Dracula, I'll put Dead Alive on there for sure. But if I put Dracula 31, I'm gonna put Frankenstein on there too. Then, Dead Alive. I mentioned that earlier, but I didn't write it down. Frankenstein 31. Dracula. I love that movie, by the way. Let's see. So yeah, here's the link to the werewolf article. Check it out. It's a good read. Very cool. Well, I mean that's Seth. Comprehensive. Seth always knows when I'm alone, like right now. Anyway, so I've got a good start. Let me count real fast. Wait, gotta go see the naked stripper. Yeah, I know. Duty calls. He said duty. $47. We need 17 more. We'll do that offline. So, is there anything else you want to talk about before we get to moving? I got to do another live stream. Oh, live stream. I'll show you what I got to do. Actually, I need to speak to you. So also about this. So my latest comic is on Kickstarter, Operation Eclipse. If you'd like to back it, please do. I write comics. I'm trying to do a bunch of comic stuff. So Seth, you haven't answered your questionnaire on the Kickstarter for number 3, so you can get your stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you need to log into Kickstarter and answer that so we can send you your stuff.
Okay. Thanks for
And
reminding me.
then back this one. So I'll drop the link in if anybody's interested in backing the Kickstarter. We've got 30 days, and if you don't know how Kickstarter works, you can back now. The money won't come out of your account until after it funds on the last day of the Kickstarter. So like April or March 30th or something like that. I just all right, I make comics, I want to make more and any money. So check it out, Operation Eclipse, my own personal comic. Duty calls. Yeah, poopy calls. So what else do you want to say?
I was just gonna throw out my little theory that I recently came up with for Halloween.
Do it.
So I was thinking about it and how, Jamie Lee Curtis said a while back that the film will anger some fans, and I'm wondering if it means this. So this is my theory: is that Laurie Strode is going to die before the third act. I think that she's going to be killed, and probably it's not going to be great. But I think the whole thing is going to build up for Allison to take on Michael for the third act.
Yeah.
So my theory is I think Jamie Lee Curtis agreed to come back for these last two, but to kind of pass it along to Andy Matichek.
So do you think it'll move on past this movie?
No, I think this timeline will be done with ends.
Please close
Otherwise, don't call it Halloween Ends.
Right. Where do you see the series going beyond this? Because in my theory, we've talked about this before, but my theory for the series itself was that there'll be a new one in 2028, and I think it'll be a remake because that'll be the 50th anniversary of the original movie. I think it's a pretty sound theory, and I don't have much more to theorize than that because I don't know what Halloween Ends is going to bring yet, but I do think that it'll be wrapped up in this movie, and yeah.
Well, I wonder if they're going to pull like what the Texas Chainsaw Massacre did, where they're going to do another direct sequel.
I hope not. I hope that this dies very soon because they did that with Candyman, Texas Chainsaw. I mean, they've done it twice now with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So really, if you think about it, that was the innovator because that was Texas Chainsaw 3D was the direct sequel.
Yep.
Hopefully they don't do that shit, man, because that's a bummer. To me, it's a bummer. I'd like to see a remake or another sequel. If they do a sequel, though, set it in the past, like a sequel to the original movie, because it's really hard to touch that original movie. Set it in the fucking past. What's wrong with that?
Well, yeah, exactly.
Sounds plausible. They've been pushing Allison because yeah. I think there's a lot of weight to that theory for sure. We'll probably do a theory show for Halloween Ends, when we get closer to the release in October, just in the Halloween series. It'll be 13 movies long so it'll beat. I keep saying this, but it's beating Friday the 13th to 13. That's a shame. It's not that it's a shame that we've got so many Halloween movies. It's a shame that Friday the 13th can't get their shit together. The creators, I mean.
The Halloween movies will never end. Like, I do not foresee Malika Cod and Trancas International saying, "Oh well, we're done with our bread and butter."
Yeah, it's like
and
we don't want to make money anymore.
Yeah, right, exactly. And I think it's. I don't know for a fact because I don't know him, but I would imagine it's probably a little bit more personal for Malika Cod.
Sure.
He grew up with that franchise and with how much it meant to his father. So yeah. I think they'll reboot in a couple of years. I mean, the Halloween series isn't going to end. The Halloween series had its very lows before, and they've still pushed on. So even if Ends doesn't do well box office wise, it's still
The last low was the last real low was Halloween 2, but technically I'd go back to Halloween Resurrection because they had to reboot the whole series.
Well, I mean, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, I mean, it wasn't completely a box office failure though. I mean,
yeah, I know, but like it was lambasted on with
I know. I'm more or less talking about
financial.
like Halloween 5 and 6, where
Sure,
the box office numbers were really really low.
dude, Halloween 6 is the shit. I'm just saying.
Oh, I agree with you.
Anyway, so yeah, we'll definitely be doing a show on that topic. Probably in August, I'd say. I'm gonna alert my friend Jay Sloan that we're getting ready to go live. Next week, we will be back, somewhat fully staffed, with The Hitcher. I got to figure out how to watch these. I think one of them's streaming. I have the other one. I have the remake with Sean Bean on DVD or Blu-ray. I probably won't get to the second one unless it's streaming somewhere. But and there's to be honest, there's a chance I won't be on the show because yeah, because my wife passed away on the 7th, and the show's on the 8th, and I am a mess around the time when she passed away. So I'm just kind of like trying to get in the right headspace so I can be on the show because that's one of the more fun things in life. Believe it or not, this is fun. Yeah. So it is. I love talking to the guys, Nate and Keith, Jared. I wish Jared wouldn't have had such bad luck and get himself a new laptop or whatever. I think I'm gonna get a Chromebook and try that because my computer is about 8 years old now, and the funny thing is, it lasted longer than any of my other ones. But yeah, so if you are new here watching, check out the Horror Syndicate on YouTube. I'm gonna look because I haven't looked in a couple of days, but we kind of got some new subscribers the last 2 weeks or so. I don't know why. Do people like us? Sean Sheridan, you've been following us for over a year. Do you like watching our videos or watching our stuff? Do you watch the videos I make and edit? That's that's the real question, because I don't know if anybody ever really watches those. Like when I do a haul video or when I read off people's whatevers, it just says 1.9. I have no idea how many that means. Do I go into YouTube Studio? Okay, it should give me the exact number. 1.09. Because I'd like to get to 2,000 by the end of the year. I've got okay, we're at 1,089 subscribers. Let's get to 11 more. Got to keep ahead of the certain. Thank you, dude. By the way, also on March 7th, if you have a Horror Syndicate shirt, wear that shit and shout us out on social media if you could. We do that on March 7th. We do that on October 10th, both to commemorate my wife, who's the one who pushed me into making the Horror Syndicate. She said, "Do it because I want you to leave me alone." I'm like, "Okay. Stop pawing at my booty." That's what she said. "Leave my boobs alone." I was like, "No, I love them." Anyway, I do. I love boobs. I can't help it. I've been talking.
Did you freeze or am I? Okay.
Just relax. My camera got unplugged. Do you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, my camera got unplugged.
Oh.
I accidentally tapped it, of course. Fucking thing. Anyway, well, I was just talking about boobs anyway. So that's tape, by the way, over my camera for my laptop, so I don't use it because my laptop camera is the worst.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, sorry about that.
I think you should. No, I just my fucking camera. So it shuts my camera and my audio off whenever that happens. It's so dumb. It's because this laptop is 8 years old and the USB port is weak.
Yeah,
So
your audio's not very good right now.
you the man. Here's your chance, Seth. You know what? Yeah, Seth,
Yeah.
did you start sweating immensely when I disappeared? You were on the main
I was like,
screen.
oh
Right? So
shit, am I the one in charge now?
here we go. There, it's the Seth
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, no, that'd be terrible. That'd be
I
very
don't think
terrible.
so. I think you do all right. Anyway, we need 17 more movies, so keep commenting. I'll check back with everybody. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. We need 11 more to get to 1,100. 1,500 is actually the goal for 2022. Let's keep going. I want to get to 20,000 Facebook page likes, so make sure you share the shit out of the Facebook page. And we got March Madness. I'm thinking Fridays when we'll start March Madness. We'll start off with a few brackets on Friday. I'll have all this done. Maybe I'll do a matchup show, like like draw like dog soldiers versus invasion of the body snatchers. Who wins? Who wins, Seth?
I think Invasion of Body Snatchers would win that one.
Yeah, me too. Oh, cool. Okay, let's do another one. How about I do this with myself sometimes. I like to play with myself.
I've heard that about you.
Yeah. Pet Cemetery 1989 and the Wolfman. I'm going Pet Cemetery on that one. All right, that's our show for the night. Since Seth is shaking his head in either disbelief or disapprovement or whatever.
You're dead to me, Ray.
I know. Seth, I want to thank you for joining us on our night off, or joining me on the night off. I just like I said, I'm kind of addicted to doing this. I love doing the show, man.
Yeah.
I love hanging out with you guys. So Videodrome. Yes, now we're talking.
And
Which
just
Wolfman?
What's that?
Paul Chris put up the Wolfman, so I'm like, which one? I'll do 41 because we don't do that. Actually, you know what? We're gonna put a few since we got Dracula. We'll put Invisible Man and Creature.
There you go.
Yeah, Creature's a good one. Hopefully, it will prompt people to Invisible Man was 33. I'm not gonna put the Mummy on there. How about the Mummy's Hand?
I would go with the Mummy's Hand.
Yeah, it's not the better movie, but it's more of the type of mummy movie that you'd think of.
I mean,
Oh, you know what I should do? Oh, fuck it! Damn it! I'm gonna do a bracket that is all like 40s and 50s, 30s, 40s, and 50s movies on one side, and then I'll do 80s, and I'll just break them up in a certain way. Oh man, I just farted. So, ate Mexican for dinner. It was delicious. Wolfman or Pet Cemetery. Well, now it's on the list. Seth and I will see you on Tuesday for sure. Hopefully, Nate and Keith will be back. I expect Keith will be done eating out at that point. And thanks for joining us. And we'll see you on the Flippity Flop. Now I'm going to do a stream with my comic book guy. So we'll see you later. Have a great evening. Subscribe, like, blah blah blah.
Evil Dies